You going to vote for Trump?
I don't know if I'm voting at all. I don't know.
What state
I don't
are you?
know.
What state are you living in?
I mean, it doesn't matter in New York, right? New York, it's
yeah,
like
you're a
It matters
useless-
down
It
ticket.
does.
yeah,
Wait, depends on what Brooklyn.
Brooklyn, man. Brooklyn's so democratic.
So yeah, even down ticket, your vote doesn't even matter.
yeah, like you go.
Vote anyway.
It matters. It matters. If look, they say in AOC's district, you have something like 150,000 Republicans, and that is around the amount of people who vote. Like AOC ends up winning her congressional seat with. Let's actually pull up the numbers. Let me pull up Ballotpedia. For what is she? New York 14.
Something like that, right? But when she first ran, she was running against a guy who didn't even live in New York. He was like, I think he was like down here somewhere, basically.
82,000 votes.
Yeah.
82,000 votes to win her seat in 2022. 775,000 people there. And they say that there's around 150 or so thousand more conservative, moderate to conservative leaning individuals. If people just told them, bro, your vote matters substantially more because only 82,000. Tina Forte, the Republican, got 31,000 votes. 31,000. You only needed another 50K out of the 775. Let's just say out of the 675,000 available after the fact. You just need 50K of those, and boom, a Republican wins New York 14. It can be done. Not that I think the Republican Party is doing great things, but I'm saying if you're in these jurisdictions, don't think that just because it's D plus 25 or D plus 30, you're going to lose. Your vote always matters. It's the demoralization. That's what creates these problems. When Republicans say we're not going to spend money there, what's the point? Trump's got ads. I don't know if it's PACs or whatever in New York. So it matters. Although I'm not telling you have to vote for Donald Trump. I make the argument to Ian because Ian hates Trump. He watches that debate and then he starts saying, why vote for Trump? All the guy does is talk about his ego. Oh, nobody leaves my rallies. I got the best rallies. And I think the Trump supporters got to understand that there's a lot of people like Ian. They don't like Trump's attitude. OK, but I told Ian, you know why you're going to vote for Donald Trump? Because RFK Jr. is in the administration, because Tulsi Gabbard is, because Elon Musk is. And you basically have this eclectic administration staring you in the face. If you only care about war, you're like, I'm sick of the wars. Tulsi Gabbard, she's right there. She's advising Donald Trump, and she's going to be in that administration. That's what I'm excited for. RFK Jr., Make America Healthy Again. He's saying we've got environmental toxins, plastics leaching into our food. We've got chronic illness and big pharma exploiting it. And I'm like, man, right there. So I got to say, if you don't like Donald Trump, I got bad news for you. You might say Kamala, what was it? Howard Stern on his show said, I can't believe this. It's a close election. He's like, I'm going to vote for you, but I'd vote for that wall over there. I got bad news for you. You may think Trump is the worst guy ever. OK, if you vote for Kamala Harris, guess who you're getting in her coalition? You know who you're getting in that coalition, right?
Who am I getting in?
Dick Cheney. That's right. The Kamala Harris, Liz and Dick Cheney coalition with the Lincoln Project and other neocons, George W. Bush, who've joined alongside Kamala Harris to protect what? The military-industrial complex? Look, you come to me and you say, I just can't stand Donald Trump. He's a bad guy. He's crass. He's crude. He's insulting. He lacks decorum. His tweets, his posts, he besmirches the office. And I'm like, okay. I understand your thoughts and feelings on this. How would you like an RFK Jr., Tulsi Gabbard administration? Because I got to tell you, I would want nothing more. And if I can't have them directly, having them as advisors in the administration and overseeing large components of it sounds like grand slam. So rag on Trump. I think for me, I'll put it this way. We can throw everything out the window. No new wars under Donald Trump. OK, there were problems with drone strikes. There were problems with drone strike transparency. I will concede that 100% to all the libertarians who bring it up every single time. No new wars. So if you're a realist and you're looking at the margins, what is my percentage gain from my actions? I look at it, I like poker, right? Poker has EV positive, expected value positive or negative. Is the move I make going to give me a positive or a negative outcome? You're not going to get President Tulsi Gabbard right now. I'd love that. You're not going to get President RFK Jr. right now. I'd like that too. Okay. I mean, they're both a little progressive in some areas, more so than I'd like. But I actually honestly prefer them a little bit more than Trump. But Trump is the more likely candidate to win. He's got the X factor and the charisma and the base. And so I just say this. Donald Trump is the first time in my lifetime I've seen what I would describe as a net positive presidency. The economy was doing really well, but there were problems with spending. Deficit was going up. That's a bad thing. Economy was a good thing. Trying to bring about peace, especially in the Korean Peninsula, no new wars, Abraham Accords. I mean, Elad, for heaven's sake, economic normalization with Israel and Muslim nations. That to me was shockingly incredible. Not perfect, lots of problems. But if we're looking at a 1% to 2% net positive, I'm like, wow. The past administrations of my life have been net negative for so many reasons. George W. Bush, Iraq and Afghanistan, disasters. Barack Obama, the big corporate bailouts, disaster. And escalation of war in the Middle East itself. And then Donald Trump comes in with his loud mouth and his naughty words, and he insults people, and a lot of people don't like it. Then we got no new wars. And I didn't vote for him in 2016, and it wasn't till 2020 when I was like, I got people screaming in my ears, if you're so big on foreign policy and you like Tulsi Gabbard, but Tulsi Gabbard is out, Trump's the no war candidate. What do we have under Joe Biden, Kamala Harris? We have this fake war. I call it fake in that they're claiming we're not actually at war. Dude, we are at war with Russia. No one in their right mind who analyzes geopolitics and conflict is looking at the Ukraine-Russia conflict and saying that's just Ukraine. It has nothing to do with the United States. No, it is NATO versus Russia, period. Then we have the escalation of conflict with Israel. I don't believe that. I mean, you look, it's fascinating that Kamala Harris is 2 days before October 7th putting out a tweet about how she's going to give $400 million to the poor people of Lebanon. It's like there's a war going on. OK, it is a conflict involving a U.S. ally. Why are you blasting this message out to the people? It's almost like you're sabotaging your own campaign. But I digress. The conflict in the Red Sea, limited warfare, the expansion of conflict in the Middle East, leading us to potentially World War III. Kamala Harris says in the CBS interview, Iran is our greatest adversary, and we could be inching towards World War III, or something to that effect. And I'm like, great. Trump leaves office, and once again, we are on a massive downward spiral towards oblivion that wasn't happening under Donald Trump. So that's why I'm just like, criticize Trump every day of the week. He deserves it often. But no new wars. RFK Jr. and Tulsi Gabbard, I'll take it. Sorry.
Yeah, he's not a warmonger, is he?
No. And you know what it is? I think Trump's got an ego. I think he's got an ego problem that can be a positive. Now, I know a lot of these Trump diehards, they say, no, Tim, Trump's altruistic. He doesn't have an ego. He does not. Never going to believe it for a second. The guy's got his name on all these buildings everywhere. He certainly believes in himself. He thinks he's smarter than a lot of people. And I'm not mad at him for that, nor trying to disrespect him for believing that. He certainly is smarter than a lot of people. He's proven it. He's a billionaire, right? But I see in Donald Trump a man who wants to be loved and respected. And the path to doing that is effectively solving problems. My view of Donald Trump is that he's sitting there being like, okay, we're going to get this war taken care of. I think Trump was sitting there being like, how do we solve the Israel-Palestine issue? And then you got all these military and deep state people being like, it's impossible. You're not going to do it. We're going to compromise. And in Trump's mind, he's thinking, I want to be in a parade where everyone's clapping and cheering, saying peace in the Middle East. I want everyone clapping and cheering, saying peace in the Korean Peninsula, avoiding war. He wants people to love him. And that's something a lot of these politicians don't actually care about. They want your vote, and they don't care if you hate them. They expect you to. But Trump wants that recognition. He wants his name to be recognized. It's a good thing. It means that his motives are you, the people, because he is desperate for that affection, whereas the politicians are like, we don't know, we don't care about you. We want to extract value and prop our lives up. Thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.